Hey, Warriors. I want to be clear about something. What you're watching right now is not the world falling apart. It's the old way of, controlling humanity, scrambling like motherfucking mice to survive. Doesn't scrambling always look messy? I mean, honestly. You know, Chaos is the sign that, I don't know, loss of control. That's your sign. You know, when something is stable, you don't see it panicking. You know, when something is secure, you don't see it lashing out. You know, when something is true, it doesn't need constant reinforcement. I mean, come on, guys. What you're seeing right now, politically, socially, spiritually, emotionally, is systems losing their fucking grip. Period. I don't know, man. I don't, you know, and the reason why it's happening is because people are remembering. That's all there is to it. You know, um, Systems built on fear, narratives built on division, power structures that require our, disempowerment, that kind of thing. Beliefs that only survive when people fucking doubt themselves. These things, they can't exist in truth. They only survive in confusion, distraction, and fucking us self forgetting. That's not happening anymore. I mean, you know, why the reason why everything's being thrown at us right now, you know, uh, notice the fucking pattern. I mean, honestly, more noise, more fear stories, more outrage, you know, uh, more pressure to pick fucking sides. That's obviously fucking desperation, dude. All that emotional manipulation, desperation. Why are they desperate? You know? I mean, honestly, let's face the facts here. Once a human connects to their inner authority, yeah, once we stop outsourcing our truth, guess what that means for them? Game motherfucking over. That's what's happening. You know, um, People aren't waking up, because we're becoming louder. You know what I'm saying? People are waking up because we're more discerning, we're more grounded, less reactive, uh, less programmable. You know, it's terrifying to systems that depend on our reactions. You know, you can't control someone, and I've said this before, who is present. You can't manipulate someone who trusts their inner knowing. You can't dominate someone who remembers their worth. And isn't that what's happening? We're all doing that very thing. You know, this this fucking whatever you want to call it phase, it feels intense. It feels like, things are ending, and they are. just not us, you know? Collapse is gonna be fucking loud. You know, truth returning to the surface, it disrupts illusion. An illusion never was going to go quietly. It just wasn't. Why would it? You know what I mean? It's ran the show for so fucking long. Hello. I don't know. I just think that it feels, aggressive right now because of the facts. Lies are being exposed. Power is decentralizing. Authority is moving inward, like I said. And that threatens everything that was built on our obedience. And nothing's going to stop this from happening. It's just not. This isn't being driven, by one group, one belief, one movement. It's being driven by consciousness itself. Plain and simple. You cannot stop people from remembering, especially once the ball starts rolling. Our intuition, our agency, our humanity, our capacity to choose differently. That memory, come on, dude. Once that's activated in us, that's not gonna go backward. Fear isn't going to work, on grounded people. I don't know how everyone is not seeing this. Division isn't going to work on self-aware people. I mean, I don't know what else to say. When we're in an embodied group, how are we going to be distracted, when that happens? And it's happening more and more rapidly every day. The old tools don't function in a nervous system that's regulated. I've said this and said this. They don't function in a mind that questions everything. You know what I mean? It's just not, it's not going to be able to function anymore, when our hearts start knowing itself. I don't know. Everything feels chaotic, and I say fucking good, because it means the illusion is breaking. It means control is failing. It means that we, as a collective are remembering. And that process, dude, that's irreversible. I mean, we don't need permission anymore. Our awareness doesn't need fucking approval. And consciousness doesn't ask to be remembered. It's simply just returning. I love you.